Yes, my gorgeous Scorpio, you are most certainly going to become aware of something really weird, something really bizarre, and something rather unusual. But then again, this is not going to have anything to do with you or anything to do with your personal situation. It is most certainly going to throw you back just a little bit until you find that balance yet again, which is most certainly not going to take that long. And specifically the stage and the period in between the 11th of December and the end of that month. This is exactly what I'm talking about, what I'm referring to. This specific stage, this specific period in time, it's when you need to have like a pretty much so your eyes wide open, because you are going to become aware of quite a lots of like a crazy things about this life, but at the same time something very specific. It's going to take your attention. What you're gonna find out, what you're gonna become aware of, it's pretty much so, as I already said, not going to have anything to do with your personal situation, but it's at least going to open your eyes. It's going to surprise you a little bit. It's going to make you aware of things that you haven't been aware of before, but it's also going to bring you a mind-blowing confirmation. And that particular confirmation that I'm talking about, it's pretty much so going to set you free when it comes to you spiritually, when it comes to your way of thinking, when it comes to your way of planning, because almost immediately something is going to become rather unlocked within you, which you are not going to become aware straight away, more certainly. But by the time the actual end of the month happens, you know, the last 3 days are going to be very important. The last 3 days are going to be very specific. The last 3 days of December are going to be very significant, because then and there you're going to realize something really powerful about yourself, something so significant about yourself, something that makes you superb, something that makes you so unique, but at the same time there where you thought, where you were like kind of very scared by making the next step in your life, and now you're going to become really keen, and now you're going to become really eager. So it's just pretty much so paying attention to exactly the specific part of your life that you're trying to work on, that you are trying to achieve, and the specific part of your life that haven't been moving on, especially like a kind of like it was very slowed down, in particular when it comes to your future planning, but also when it comes to the reflection of the last 12 to 24 months. So the last 3 days of December are also going to bring you an important point, you know, an important moment in time where you're going to step. Look, the High Priestess, on one hand, you know, it's about your internal knowledge, it's about your internal power, it's about your intuition, but also it's a really important for you to understand that the last 3 days of December, it's a challenging situation that you are going to have, and this is going to be probably one of the biggest spiritual tests that you had within your lifetime. This is how important this is going to be, because something is going to be required from you, someone is going to ask you something, or something is going to be required from you. On one hand, it's going to seem completely normal, but on another hand, you will know internally that something is not quite right. Just remember that you are going to find this energy very beneficial when it comes to this world and all sorts of different dimensions that we are normally part of. We are always part of like a multiple dimensions in this powerful universe. But at the same time, you know, it is our own power which is highlighted and enhanced at the right certain time of our lives. So you just need to remember to pay attention to your intuition, but also at the same time somebody very important to you, somebody very significant to you, somebody who means to you so much, it's also going to confirm some kind of question to you, some kind of question that you were wondering. It's going to be confirmed through this particular person, somebody very important to you and somebody very special to you, and you didn't even ask. You will not even ask or anything. It is just the way it's going to happen, the way it's going to unfold. You know, you will simply know what to do. It is all leading towards you changing your mind, but also at the same time towards you trusting yourself, because this is the month of change. This is the month of realization. This is the month of you moving on with your life and leaving the fear behind. because there is a very much so a big amount of fear that was very slowing you down, and it was affecting you, and subconsciously you were blocking yourself from moving on. So this is all boiling down to this particular moment in time at the end of December, where you're going to release yourself, you're going to release your energy, you're going to set yourself spiritually free, but at the same time you will make probably one of the most important decisions of your life. And it's going to seem really tiny, it's going to seem really little. There is an opportunity that it's going to become super evident at the end of the month, and that opportunity is also at the same time going to make you realize exactly which part of your life you're wasting your energy and which energy, towards. And so it's about the discontinuation, but at the same time this is the time of the transformation and time of you not even realizing how important that opportunity at the end of the December is going to be. This opportunity is going to change your life, but you need to understand that it's not going to be as obvious, it's not going to be as huge, it's not going to be as significant. It's about the little mini baby tiny spiritual seed that you are going to plant, but trust me, it's going to grow in one of the most powerful oaks in the forest. You see this, the chariot, you know the answer to your question, you know the answer to your problem, you know the answer to something that has been driving you absolutely nuts. So you just have to trust yourself and work your life around it. You have an immense power within you, my gorgeous Scorpione, and this month this is most certainly going to become absolutely obvious. My name is Sasha Bonasin, and I'm a psychic medium, and this is your monthly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's for you, my gorgeous Scorpione, and it's for December 2021. So this monthly horoscope tarot card focus is for you, my gorgeous Scorpione, and it's for December 2021. You need to understand this is a very powerful time that you're actually going through, that we are all going through, and you must not let your power to slide away from you. And subconsciously you have been slowing yourself down by thinking negatively and by preventing yourself from moving on in your life. If you can't achieve things that you want to achieve, if you can't do things that you think that you can't basically do, then you just need to find a way to work around it, and you trust me, you are going to come on top. It is a very important time for you to understand, to be persistent. The more you are persistent about your life, the more you're persistent about things that you want to do, the more you're persistent about things that you're trying to achieve throughout the month of December, you have to understand that, it's going to seem very kind of weird and slow and bizarre, but the more you work on, there is some kind of like inspiration that is going to keep on coming to you every now and then. And that inspiration is very important to pay attention to, because there is a very, very important answer going to come forward, something that you're not very honest to yourself about, and you must be honest with yourself. This is very important time for your own development, my gorgeous Scorpione, indeed. When it comes to the actual number and numerology, your number is number 8. This is a very important number, and it's really powerful when it comes to things moving on. On one hand, things are going to be moving on for you really nicely, because it's about a special message that you're going to get, special message that you're going to have. This is going to be so important to you. This is going to mean to you so much, because you will finally see, oh, thank Lord, things are finally moving on. They're moving up in your life, slowly but surely. But on another hand, where you put your intention towards, you will be able to achieve so much, in particular when it comes to speeding things up. Just remember this, the power of manifestation, it's going to be a big mama. It's going to be mind-blowing as soon as you pay attention to those things that have been very slow, those things that haven't been happening, those things that have been creating a spiritual knot. But in particular, when it comes to the slowness, you are at the same time going to have a remarkable power. Without even realizing, you will be doing things, you will be making things, you will be creating things, but most importantly, you will be solving the problems, So this is the power and the vibrancy vibration, a vibrancy that I'm talking about when it comes to this actual month. So it's not only about you having a very important message that things are moving on. This in itself is going to be more important than ever, because it's going to inspire you so much. Because I'm telling you, especially when it comes to the last 10 months, something was bringing you down. You were so unhappy and you were so uncertain, but then again at the same time you're very deep, and you just kind of did let this to take the better of you. So it's important now to remember that this is going to give you a chance to work on your personal balance. And when your personal balance is superb, when your personal balance is absolutely right, there is just so much more that you find out about your life. But then your own spirituality allows you to project your own energy towards those things that you want to achieve, that you want to make, without kind of like slowing yourself down. It's remarkable the way our mind is, how powerful our mind is. It's time to be optimistic, but it's also time to think about what you can bring into your life as well throughout the months of December, because the energy shift is going to be remarkable, because it's the end of the year. So now that way, this is also going to bring you chances that you wouldn't normally have. That last bit of karma when it comes to that particular year, it's also going to show itself, it's going to make itself known, and you're going to realize that suddenly you're going to feel keen to work on the problems that have been slowing you down for such a long time. So of course that this is important. So it's about the frustration slowly coming to an end with a message that I've mentioned that you're going to have. It's going to bring you change, but it's also going to be absolutely remarkable, because you will want to have a little celebration. It's all about you almost immediately realizing that a very annoying obstacle is slowly going to come to an end, and that obstacle made you feel like you're like in a little bit of a self-imposed prison, because you will realize your own power. You will realize how significant your own power is, but also at the same time the power of your mind, it's also going to take over. So it's all about the actual a very important conclusion that you're going to have. This is going to make you feel so good. It's going to put a big smile on your face. It is going to be pretty much so connected to an important justice moment, my gorgeous Scorpioni. So you will want to celebrate, you will want to gather with people, you will want to connect with people, you will want to reconnect with people, but at the same time it is very important to understand that when you feel like you want to celebrate something, when you feel like you want to, oh yeah, my God, you're going to feel very good, my gorgeous Scorpione, because something is really going to take place that is just going to give you a bit of a flavor that you didn't have in a long time. So this is important. It's your lotus moment, my babies. The lotus is a very powerful flower. It grows through the mud, through the water, and come on top, whatever it is. So this is your moment, this is your time, this is a very significant moment in time. But when you have that feeling, oh my God, I want to celebrate something, oh, I'm so happy, it's about that conclusion that I said, that it's all going to happen from having a swift change when you get that message to start with. I hope this is not too confusing, but it's all good. As soon as you want to celebrate something, as soon as you realize this, you need to understand, please, and you need to remember that there are certain people that will be on your mind. Oh, I want to celebrate this with him, with her, but there is a one specific person that is going to come to you. That particular person that is going to come to you, it's all to your mind, to your energy, to your vibration. It's also having an absolutely mind-blowing information for you. Did you get this? Scorpioni, this is like a big mama moment. This is so important. Listen. So I hope it's all, because I just go 100 miles per hour with my talking, but I can't really help. So basically it's about having that particular message, and it's about things moving on. It's the things that you have been so frustrated about, my Lord. But at the same time, when you want to celebrate, when it's all about that conclusion, you will feel inspired, you will feel very artistic, you will feel like, oh Lord, I want to do this, I want to do that. Anything that comes to you, you should most certainly do at this moment in time. It's very powerful when it comes to us exploring things, because we explore what we are meant to explore, especially when it comes to the months, which is going to be very deep and unusual, like the month of December. But for you, this is going to reflect in the best possible way. So when you come to that terms, with this information that you want to celebrate something with someone, it's very important to understand, for you to understand that few people are going to come to your mind who you want to kind of celebrate something with or reconnect with, but there is a first person who comes to you, who means to you so much, is having a very important information for you as well. As soon as you make that step, as soon as you go through, as soon as you go forward, as soon as you let that person know, or if that person get in touch with you first, it doesn't matter, you will know that that person has got a very powerful and very important information for you. This is pretty much so going to confirm something to you, but at the same time, it's going to be connected to your own wheel of fortune. It's going to give you an idea, it's going to open your eyes, and it's almost immediately going to start paving the path for you. Indeed, and that is going to be connected to not that long after that moment in time. You are going to find yourself on the path, you're going to find yourself on the stage, you're going to find yourself in an element and the dimension that you didn't plan, but it's all going to come from that moment. It's all going to manifest from that moment, and it's going to redirect you slightly, whether you believe it or not. It's going to be very deep, it's going to be very complex, and it's going to bring you success and luck and an absolutely mind-blowing opportunity into your life as well. So this is the way things are going to be connected, because this is to do with who you are, and it's pretty much so going to be ridiculously connected to your spiritual journey. So it is about you responding to the situation in a different way to what you would normally respond. So an unexpected situation is going to take place, but the wonderful thing is going to happen that after all that I said, you're going to come out in a completely different way. You're going to respond in a completely different way, and this is where the big mama moment is going to come out, because that is going to come from the deepest part of your subconscious mind, and it's all coming from that particular idea that I've started with, that I said this before. So this is why this is going to be so important, my gorgeous Scorpioni, indeed. On another hand, so it's very important celebration that you are going to have. This is all about you also realizing that you have to balance priorities. My Lord, this is so important, Scorpioni. Please try to remember this. It's so important for you to balance your priorities, because it's very easy to give your attention and give your energy towards things that are not as significant. Please try to find that balance. It is more important now than ever. Okay, what you need to understand, it's basically you need to balance priorities when making choices, but also at the same time, it's all about you having your eyes open. And also what you need to remember is actually don't let your emotions to get in the way. So this is something that I need you to remember, to not to get your emotions to not to let your emotions to get in the way. This is very important. And also number 8 means that the things are going to be happening pretty quickly for you, and your subconscious mind is going to be rather sharp. So you also need to remember to take your time to think before you act. Please, this is so important. I know I said that there was a Wheel of Fortune moment that you're going to have. That's different. But in general, when it comes to the whole month of the actual December, if you feel like a rush towards something, or if you feel like a pressure towards something, if you feel like something is not right, there is a little devil bastard that is actually going to show itself, make itself known, little bastard, but at the same time you will be aware of. So you're gonna be kind of like a really respond in the best possible way. So this is what you need to remember, to take your actual time to think before you act. And also that there is a particular choice that you're going to be thinking about, and this is something like now also like a very personal to you, very important to you, very something like that you don't want to discuss about it, don't want to talk about. This is something very important to you and very personal to you. And on another hand, you just need to remember to listen to your inner voice when making any choices, because finding balance in your life to build your success is now more important than ever. There is going to be, oh God, I think that there is something going to make you feel a rather negative And I'm just going to tell you why I see my go to Scorpione, but it's important because it seemed to be karmically such a super powerful month. So it means that one thing is really negative, and then the other things is going to pop up, which is just going to be the direct reflection of what was happening right now. And this is what that energy pull, energy shift, it's actually going to do, because it's the end of the year, it's December, and this is why there is so much happening, but also at the same time we gather the strength and power to kind of respond to certain situation, and we surprise ourselves, but in the best possible way when it comes to our when it comes to our bravery, when it comes to having a strength, control over a situation, which just really reflects on our own self-confidence. So you will be able to see this, throughout the actual month. So anything that you don't feel confident enough to do, you should just do it. Anything that you wanted to do for a while, you should just do it. And even things that are very confusing, and even things that, you're just completely like kind of, oh no, you don't want to reconnect with this person, any problems that is connected to somebody rather negative. And if you do have to kind of like sort certain problems out, you will find this strength. But on another hand, so don't worry about it. But on another hand, it's all about you, really pretty much so what doubt was, what your suspicion was, and it's pretty much so to do with the last. If my eyes are really red, I'm not tired or anything, because I can see my eyes being really red sometimes. And it's because, completely off the subject, but it's because I work out. I'm in the gym because I do readings most of the time, and then by the time I come back home, my eyes are like really red, but I'm absolutely fine. So I guess it's the way I am. So if my eyes are red, I'm not tired or like high or something, I'm just literally just like, I don't know, I just work out in the gym, and then by the time I come here, I suppose I'm tired physically, but mentally, look at me. No, but basically, yeah. So now, what I was going to say is just what was bothering you over the last 9 months. What was making you feel negative in terms of doubting, suspicion. There is some kind of doubt and suspicion that you had over the last 9 months, and it's going to become proven. This is going to become true. But at the same time, it's going to make you feel like, go a little bit sad, a little bit negative. I wouldn't say miserable. I don't like that word miserable. But it's just going to make you feel like a little bit sad and a little bit negative. But then at the same time, you had your doubt about it. You had your suspicion. And that in itself, pretty much so, my go-to Scorpione, is just basically 3 of coins. You see, that pretty much itself, it's going to be so important, because it is more about a little personal confirmation that you're going to have, and this is going to pretty much have a nice impact on you, and make you realize that you have to kind of maybe talk to very important people in your life and communicate as much as you can. This is an important time of communication. But on another hand, it's just going to be pretty much so quiet. It's almost immediately going to make you think about what you want to do, what you want to create, and actually this is creating your life, what your next step is going to be. So in a really funny way, this is actually going to kind of set you free, because you were subconsciously aware of, you knew this, because you already had a doubt and suspicion. So now this is nicely going to set you free, and it's really going to make you to pay attention to things that you want to do, things that you want to achieve, things that you want to create. It's almost immediately going to make you aware of the certain adjustment and sacrifice in your life that you're actually going to need to make. It's almost like, oh yeah, do you know what, I'm just going to kind of go for and just basically this is the time of your personal transition, personal change, in particular when it comes to reversal of those things that are bringing you down and making you feel bored. So that in itself is going to kind of make you aware of the specific part of your life that you want to abandon. But then before that, you need to make a readjustment when it comes to the actual sacrifice that you're going to need to make. And the sacrifice is going to come in a form of a deep concentration, application, a study, a respect for knowledge. At around the same time, you're going to have this powerful respect for knowledge, and this is going to be quite significant from the 25th of December until the end of that month. From the 25th of December, it's all about this respect respect for knowledge. You will learn something and you will want to learn more. You will want to learn more. You will want to learn more. It's about the desire for learning new ideas, for example, but then at the same time, you know, it's just about you going on the next step. You're bringing an important element into your life, what was actually missing. So this is the time of transformation, but then again, it's an absolutely mind-blowing month when it comes to like a clearing away the old to make way for the new. You know, it's all about your own alteration. Any change or any adjustment that you do in immediate environment, it's going to be really beneficial for you when it comes to your own energy and vibration. But on another hand, you know, you are going to become aware of the hidden enemy, and that is going to be brilliant for you again, because it's going to open your eyes, and it's just going to really pretty much so redirect you nicely to deal with an obstacle in your life that you wouldn't normally deal with, that is just going to become the main priority at this very moment in time indeed. When it comes to your health, my gorgeous Scorpioni, and things like that, you know, I'm gonna say it what I've said before, very important indeed to make sure that you boost your immune system. It's like, oh my lord, I know I've said it 10 million times, but I'm gonna say it again. You need to boost your immune system. You need to take something like organic acerola cherry powder, organic camu camu powder, organic acerola cherry powder capsules, organic camu camu powder capsules. You see, these are both very powerful supplements when it comes to its vitamin C content, and it's most certainly going to boost your immune system. That alongside natural vitamin D3 and alongside natural zinc as well. This combination is very important indeed, and try to get some kind of aloe vera within your body, like internally, because it's going to be superb when it comes to your stomach lining, because your stomach and digestion yet again is going to be quite sensitive. So I would highly suggest something like organic aloe vera juice if you can possibly drink, and at the same time nice dose of B vitamin complex you can get, because it's beneficial for the entire digestive system. But you also need to make sure that the actual folic acid is made in a folate instead of folic. Folate is a natural version, and also B12 methylcobalamin. It needs to be made in this particular way, B12. You know, it must not be in a chemical way, it must be in a natural way. So this is something that is going to be beneficial for your entire digestive system. If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, you just need to check with your doctor, you just need to check with your GP. Only your doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. So now going on the very first date, my gorgeous Scorpione, that is going to be quite significant, is the 1st of December. But before we go there, I would highly recommend you to get something like a chakra pendant. Is like absolutely a must to have a pendant, you know, for December, January and February. A lot is going to be going on, and this wonderful combination of crystals is just going to help you so much nicely with your personal vibration. It's going to help you to keep your feet on the ground. It's going to keep your mind sharp, but also at the same time it's going to help you to express yourself when you need to express yourself the most in the best possible way. Every time you do something important, you wear this little baby, and it helps you so much. This gorgeous chakra pendant comes with sterling silver setting and a sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. But buying things from my channel, you also support my channel as well. The very 1st of December is just like, I really like this. It's about this very powerful information that you're gonna get hold of. It's about very important news that you're gonna get hold of, and that in itself is going to really pave the next stage of your life, because you will know exactly which part of your life do you need to invest more, and that in itself is going to be evident in between the 1st and the 7th of December 2021. But in particular, by the time you get to the 7th of December, you will see a very unusual little sign that you are going to have from somebody from the spirit world who is pretty much so going to make themselves known to you on the 7th of December, at around that day. And it's going to have a very strong kind of feeling and sense of confirmation of what were you thinking about at that moment in time, you know, to keep going, because you're in for something really big, you're in for something really huge, you're in for something really important. So this is why, because that in itself is going to bring you an important financial financial security, not only for yourself, but also like for the people that are very important to you. What is happening right now is going to go on for a long time, but also it's very important for you to remember to, in between the 1st and the 7th of December, to pass on the certain knowledge, to the people that are most important people to you in your life. This is very important, and it's most certainly going to become quite evident. On another hand, you know, the 1st of December, it's all about, you know, it's going to be such a crazy moment in time, in between the 1st, 2nd, and the 3rd of December. 1st, 2nd, 3rd. 1st, 2nd, 3rd. In between the 1st, 2nd, and the 3rd of December, it's an important moment in time of wiseness that you're going to have. You're going to find yourself being so clever. I'm not saying that you're not clever or anything, but you're going to find yourself just chatting and talking, and you're going to surprise yourself like, oh my God, like you're going to surprise yourself the way you're going to think and the way you're going to talk about the specific subjects and how far you're going to go. So this is going to be the moment of wiseness that you are going to have. And it's also, you need to understand, very important sound judgment moment that you're going to have, that is going to come to you from the deepest levels of your own serene knowledge. It's to do with the common sense, but also the fact that you're going to be so spiritually penetrated that, you know, you will know exactly what do you need to kind of learn more. It could be connected to the certain education, you know, but it's also pretty much so connected to the hidden emotion within you, and it's to do with you being more practical with your life, doing the right thing, by the same time, you know, being rather analytical, because what you're going to do is going to help you to set yourself spiritually free at the same time by those things in life that are keeping you frequently too restrained, because very often we come to an end with things in our lives, but we just need to give a credit to ourselves in order to recognize this, and when we do this, we just nicely, beautifully move on. You know, this is going to give you a fantastic big mama, like a determination, initiative, strength, you know, power when it comes to success in your life, you know, deep emotional feeling, and also you're going to find yourself on a very important spiritual quest, and this is going to rejuvenate you at that very moment in time when you need it the most certainly. The second important date is going to be on the 11th of December, my gorgeous Scorpioni, but before we go there, I would highly suggest you to get something like a black obsidian, like a mask. This baby can protect you. This is a very powerful crystal indeed, because it can protect you against negative energy, negative people, negative vibrations, against an evil eye. I'm not saying, oh, people are going to be giving evil eye, but sometimes, you know, in this world is a little bit crazy, and people can give us an evil eye without wanting to, without having this intention. It depends how strong they are, how powerful they are, and what else is going on in their life, you know. So it really depends. If you like find certain people in the wrong moment, they're like, oh, you know, and it's like just kind of they project something very heavy and difficult. But then again, it depends how old their spirit is, you know, how wise they are, and how well they are with their own energy. If there is a lot going on, then there is a lot of negativity they project. So that's why when it comes to December and January, I would highly suggest you to wear a black obsidian every time when you feel low, down, negative, uncertain, like spaced out, like you know, in a different dimension, you know. It's like, oh my God, you know, like my day every day, you know. But no, it's just basically, this is something I would need you to kind of get, so it can help you to kind of like ground yourself, to balance yourself out. This comes with the sterling silver setting and the sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, my gorgeous Scorpioni, you're also supporting my channel as well. The second important date is on the 11th of this December. So it's like, you know what, I really like this, you know, pay attention to what is actually going to take place on the 9th and the 10th of December. But the big moment is going to be on the 11th of December, because it's all about, you know, you being very enthusiastic about a couple of days earlier. So you need to see where this enthusiasm is coming from. What's making you feel so good? What's making you feel so brilliant? What is just kind of like a really nicely lifting you up, you know? And it's about the enthusiasm, initiative, you know, and also at the same time, unlimited possibilities. There are unlimited possibilities, and you need this in your life. This is a very important moment in time for you to understand that you will have to explore this part of your life. So it's very important. 9, 10, 11th. All these 3 days are very important, you know. On another hand, you will slowly see that, you know, there is a specific part of your life slowly came to an end, a little bit of regret here, but then you shouldn't really regret too much in your life, because at the same time, we live and learn. This life, it's crazy, sometimes really crazy, but the best way to come on top of things is just to be yourself. Be crazy with life. Be yourself, just be on top of things by projecting the right energy that you should be projecting. You can only do this by being yourself, because that is going to be so good for you. This little regret here, and it's something that you wanted to do, something that was driving you crazy, not maybe making you feel really uncomfortable over the last 5 months, and that in itself is going to be brilliant, because at the same time you've got a page of coins here. At the same time, this is going to help you realize how emotionally mature you are, but at the same time it's going to pretty much so put you on the path where you're going to find yourself creating, you're going to find yourself on a new beginning. And also at the same time, just remember this, that the 11th of December, it's going to bring you a pretty much so the situation where you're going to need to explore. Remember this, please, and this is going to be highlighted on the 11th, 12th and the 13th. This is going to bring you the situation that you need to explore in order to go to the next stage. Now that in itself, it's going to become a meaningful experience, like an adventure almost. It's an important moment in time, because it's just kind of spiritual, it's powerful when it comes to the beginning. You're going to give a birth to something very important, and spiritually, baby, in the spiritual terms, it's like, oh my God, baby in a normal life, in a real life, it's like a big thing. It's like a baby, it's a big moment, big energy. It's like, oh my God, and it's changing, it's growing, it's evolving, and it stays there all our lives, and it's making our lives better, people's lives better, and things like that. So we learn so much, and the baby learns so much. It's so many different stages that last for a long time. It's something very sacred. You're going to give birth to something very sacred on the 11th of December 2021, and I hope you're going to realize how important this is. Oh my God, you're going to give a birth to something really sacred. And also your lucky number on the 11th of December, it's going to be 37. If you can have a 37 written somewhere on a little bit of piece of paper on your hand, you're just going to magnify that absolutely wonderful energy. And also if you see some kind of 37, this combination of number repeating, 37, any combination of these numbers repeating, 333 or 777, my gorgeous Scorpione, in between the 11th and the 13th of December, you just need to understand that there is a very specific moment that you're going to have after that. It's about a realization, but confirmation, what was on your mind and what the next step is going to be. You will see it's the time of an unfoldment and realization at the same time. It's going to make you feel really good about yourself, but also you're going to set yourself the certain goal that is going to make you feel so good and so mature in energy wise. You're going to feel so great, but that in itself, it's also going to pinpoint towards the particular part of your life that is slowly came to an end. It's a bit of like a discontinuance of a certain effort, but it doesn't really matter, because as soon as you start thinking about that, you will know that there are certain ideas that you're going to have that you must not rush with, because they're going to be changing quite a lot. So the ideas on the 11th, by the end of the day that you're going to have the certain ideas, it's pretty much so this is going to be all around, evolving around you, overcoming certain obstacles. By the same time, you don't rush into it. You take one step at a time. You need to remember to communicate clearly as much as you can, but also to remain objective. The third important date is going to be on the 27th of December 2021. Oh my Lord, it's all about you doing something that really makes you helps you to express yourself. It's like a bit of a ritual or something very sacred. It's going to be going on. You're going to be having your own ritual, or you're going to be watching some kind of ritual that is going to mean to you so much, and things like that. By the same time, this is going to open you up. This is going to be an absolutely mind-blowing moment in time, because somehow you're actually going to get an idea, very important idea. Something is going to be captive to you like there is no tomorrow. By the same time, you will kind of have so many uncertain things around it, but you will know that there is a hard work that is going to be connected to it. But then this is an important part of your spiritual growth, because it's going to bring you progress into into your life, but also it's gonna make you realize, it's gonna make you aware of the certain reorganization. And also, very important message, that the results of efforts are nearly due, and that in itself is gonna be connected to the next step of the successful dealings later on. So any kind of dealings that come to your conversation, or some kind of like a, you know, like a chat with someone on the 27th, you know, you just need to remember that it's going to be quite successful, and also it's going to bring a really wonderful accomplishment and stability into your life. What else I was going to say, on the 27th of December, you know, you're going to become aware of the little bit of like a devilish person, you know, and this is so important for you to understand, because, you know, it's going to be kind of weird experience, bizarre experience that you're going to have, and you're going to come on top of that bizarre and weird experience, because you're going to become aware of someone really devilish. So if someone is like kind of doesn't make sense to you at the end, at around the 27th of December until the end of that month, if someone is trying to push you towards something, or if someone is like becoming too pushy or too weird and too bizarre, and if something doesn't make sense, you just remove yourself from that person, because there is a devilish person that is going to be around you, but you are going to be absolutely fine whatsoever. So now, my gorgeous Scorpioni, there is one card that fell down. Cocolino. Coco is here, you can't see him. Coco, say hi. Hello. Coco, can you show yourself? It's like a spirit. Show yourself. Coco, show yourself. Coco, say hi. Hiya. Hello, my gorgeous. Look, this is my baby. Say hi, Scorpioni. Hi, Scorpioni. See, go back here. He has got like a little bed here, because he likes to be with me when I read, you see. So now, my gorgeous Scorpioni, I'm just going to say briefly, quickly, what is going to happen, what to pay attention to in the first week of December, mid-December, and the last part of December. What to pay attention to in the first part of December. Do not focus on negative. Please, don't get tricked within this energy and dimension, because a lot is going on at the moment. It's all like a little bit crazy, you know, as you're probably aware of. But, you know, it's just like, don't focus on negative. You know, it's very important to stay on top of things, because that same energy, it's very thick and it's very powerful when it comes to your personal vibration. So this is the time to achieve things and focus on your next stage. Do not focus on negative, because that way you just let your energy to kind of come out of you, and it's just completely pointless. The mid part of December, it's all about, you know, you are going to find yourself being rather indecisive indeed, but also at the same time, you know, just you will become aware of the certain things, and this is all going to contribute towards it. But also at the same time, it's very important not to overanalyze the situation. You have to trust your intuition. You have to trust your intuition, because when you start overanalyzing situation, then other energy takes over, and it's like not good whatsoever. The last part of December, you know, I really like this. You know, you have to trust yourself, because it's all about a new start, new step, and you need to understand to push your fears aside and take a leap of faith. This is very important, that also unity with a spiritually minded community and with the people who are very similar to you, with things that are very kind of unique to you and very important to you, are going to be quite significant, because from someone who is very similar to you, how you feel like, there is a very significant information and message that you're going to have. It's more about the inspiration than anything else, and this inspiration is going to be connected to like a very important part of your future planning as well. So the right person is about to inspire you at the end of December indeed. So now, my gorgeous Scorpioni, for those of you that are in relationship, you know, this is an important month of December, because, you know, you as the couple are pretty much so going to go on the next step, on the next stage, on the next level of your life. You know what you are both devoted to, what was stuck in the process, what was blocked in the process, what kind of you both wanted to achieve, what you both wanted to make happen, but you both had to make the certain relevant adjustments in your life. Now this is going to be a nice little pop back moment, and you are actually both going to have a very important message as the couples, and you will know that message. It's just going to really show you which part of your life do you need to put more devotion in, pretty much so offering like being loyal to yourselves, both of you, by offering services and efforts towards a very specific specific goal, and somebody who you both trust is going to play an important role here. You know, somebody who you both trust is going to confirm something to you. So the next step is going to be revealed, and offering services, you know, towards something very, very specific is now more important than ever. I think that this is going to be absolutely super obvious by the time you get to the end of December 2021. Okay, so for those of you who are single and ready to mingy, my gorgeous Scorpioni, you know what I don't like to start with, like, oh my God, there is somebody that karmically it's a big no from me, because you're going to become aware of the certain dishonesty. So there are two little things that are going to happen this month, very deep and very important. So the first part of this month, my gorgeous Scorpioni, you will become aware of someone, like maybe someone's dishonesty, someone's trickery, someone is not who they say that they are. Maybe it's somebody who you fancied, maybe somebody who you had a bit of a kissy with, maybe somebody who they had like maybe nothing with, maybe it was just a communication with your eyes, maybe we're just like looking at each other, it's like, hello my darling, you know. There is so many ways that we can connect and reconnect with a certain person. However, you're going to become aware of somebody that you should be cautious about, and this is just going to throw you back a little bit, because it's just it's going to surprise you in a way, but then again at the same time that is going to redirect you slightly. That's going to happen within the first month, and it's within the first half of this month, and it's important to remove yourself from this situation because you can karmically grow. By the time the end of the month happens, the end of December happens, there is a very big change that is going to take place. There is a very big change that is going to happen. There is a very big change that is going to start manifesting within your home, whether you will want to paint something, whether you will want to do something, whether you will want to change something. However, something is going to come to you while you're making a change, while you're doing this, while you're benefiting from that vibration. And what's going to come to you is an idea to go somewhere and do something. That idea to go somewhere and do something, to connect with something, reconnect with a certain specific part of your life where you need to go somewhere. This is going to answer your question, because very soon somebody is going to come through this psychic channel that I'm talking about, through this particular psychic dimension that you will find yourself at. So your own answer is going to be answered to you. Your own question, sorry, is going to be answered to you. But at the same time, you will know exactly, roughly, you will know where this person is going to appear to you, because that's what's going to come to you. It's also going to help you to reconnect with yourself, but also make a decision to go somewhere, and where you're going to go and what you're going to do. This is where this specific person is going to start slowly walking and sliding into your life. It's someone who's going to make a really remarkable impact on your whole life. But then again, these people, they take a while to come, indeed, when we are ready spiritually and karmically. And this is exactly what's about to happen for you, my gorgeous Scorpioni, right now. Okay, my gorgeous Scorpioni, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I love every single one of you. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace, and light. So I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace, and light to every single one of you, my gorgeous Scorpioni. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.